Dexter and Angelo, Doris is in tears. You both have very powerful stories. And one striking thing, Dexter, you had said was, for innovation, we must look at our past. But not everybody can do that. It takes a lot of self-awareness to really look at your past and use it to build something. Tell us, to those in the audience who may be thinking, oh my God, I have a similar past. I have their story is like mine, and yet they're sitting there and they don't have a company like yours. What was the aha moment, as Oprah would say, that clicked in your mind that this is it? Dexter.
I think for us, to answer your question, why do we look to our past? Because when we look to our past, we understand who we are. And when we understand who we are, we understand why we face the challenges that we face. And I think for a startup, particularly one that's founded here in the Philippines, we're constantly building our business around how to solve problems that can make an impact on people's lives, because that's where the market is. The market is, lower income here compared to the rest of the world. The aha moment for us was that there's companies. The Philippines is growing very fast, 7% GDP growth every year. The companies that are here, they're scrambling for talent. And there's a workforce of about 40 million here. The aha moment is, why don't we empower the job seekers to make Burma, to build their profiles, to showcase what skills they have, and allow companies to find them based on that. Because that's what companies are really looking for. They're not looking for a piece of paper on a desk. Companies are looking for the talent and the skills that can help them achieve their company's goals. So that was our aha moment. We flipped the script. Rather than passing papers or going to a job fair where the line's going outside the door, we enabled companies to really search for the talent and the skills that they really need.
Hi, Karen.
Hello.
Everyone. So, as for our company, I think it takes a level of self-awareness, knowing your strengths.
But you must be very close to your grandmother
Yes.
for her to have an impact on your life that way.
Yeah, because when we moved to the U.S., it was a very tough time for us. I mean, I had to work jobs I could barely get a job because I was 16 in college, and I had to do stuff to earn money. But it was my grandma cooking breakfast every day, dinner at night, just trying to push us through this machine of education. But so she was strict, but now looking back, she did everything she could to help us. The same thing for my mom, and so looking back, it's like, it's time to give back.
Now, both of you answered a clear need, which is a requirement for actually making a startup succeed. You have to answer a need, and you need to have a customer base. The question now is, for you, for example, wherein it's simple wearables. Invention is part of the innovation. Where did you get the inventor?
So I was also actually, what I didn't mention in the talk was I financed the company by working as a part-time fitness instructor. So I taught fitness programs, and I also...
I'm impressed. Okay.
I also took photography. I took photos for clients just to survive. But as a fitness instructor, there are Fitbits out there, a lot of wearable devices that addressed self-quantification. And that need is only for a very tiny portion of the population. There are a lot of other people that need to move. Those who are disabled, those who need physiotherapy, those who are obese, those who are elderly.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when we tried to look at all the different segments and looked at which one should we address. And the elderly population is the only population segment that will keep growing.
That's
Guaranteed.
true. Yeah, because we will all become old at one point.
All of us, yes.
But then what's interesting, Dexter, before I go back to you, you put up this business in Hong Kong. Am I correct?
Right.
You missed that in your speech, but I was able to chat with Angelo backstage a while ago before lunch. And you said it was so easy to actually start a business in Hong Kong. And that struck me. You could have started that business in the Philippines, and yet tell them your story about Hong Kong.
Right, so in Hong Kong, I filed a form, and it was, you know, the incorporation form, and I was on my own.
And you're a foreigner.
I'm a foreigner of Hong Kong, and within a week I got it. If I paid a little bit more money, it would be 24 hours.
But
And
can
so-
you imagine that? He's a foreigner, he's not a resident, he's not a citizen. He opened a company in Hong Kong within, you said 1
1
week.
week.
If you were going to change something in the Philippines so that there would be more startups, more foreigners coming in, what would it be?
Cameras are rolling, right?
Yeah, but the Hong Kong experience is very telling for the SMC Summit today.
So I guess in terms of, because we're also in the process of doing this, and you know, we've gone through this in the Philippines, and you need 5 people to incorporate. 3 of which have to be Filipino born. And if you don't have that many co-founders to start with, you can't even incorporate. And you can't have a license to do your business and everything. And so it would be great for a lot of, for the Philippines in general, to attract a lot of the talent, because you know, you can see Thumbtack hired a lot of people here. Our company's hiring a lot of people here. There's a lot of talent here, and for us to tap that, let's fix the processes and make it a lot easier for foreigners to help build a business.
So it's right to say that you are considered a foreigner in Hong Kong,
Yes.
yet you founded a business in Hong Kong.
Yes.
Okay. Dexter, what about you? Caliber, is it incorporated and founded in the Philippines?
We were first incorporated and founded in the Philippines. And what I want to say is that there's going to be a lot of challenges as an entrepreneur you're going to have to fix. I know we talk about the government as being the problem and it's inefficient. If you're an entrepreneur, don't wait. Right?
That's what happens when you have young panelists. They speak their mind.
I think that what we have to focus on is there a problem? How do we fix it? That's what we're doing every day. And filling out paperwork at the SEC, it's just another problem. It's one that makes your head hurt, but it's a problem, right? Just fix it. Just move on. Because there's bigger challenges. We can't, what I'd rather say is that I'd rather solve, you know, fixing the administrative items or the small items. This employment problem is the big one. Why am I going to sacrifice solving the big problem because I'm intimidated by the small ones? This is what the call of entrepreneurs are, to solve problems. So administration, it's a part of the headache. And I've been throughout Southeast Asia. To be honest with you, it's no better. So I think that, you know, this is where I think we can really challenge ourselves. We can really focus our energies on solving the problems that matter to society rather than the problems that matter to our administrative headaches. So yes, we were founded first here in the Philippines. Yes, we're incorporated first here. When we got into Y Combinator, we also set up a Delaware company, and of which the Philippine company is a part of that group now.
But how do you ensure client satisfaction? I mean, considering your matching, how do you control quality and client satisfaction when services are delivered by a third party altogether, which is Caliber?
Well, wow, you're really investigative on me right now.
Yeah.
That's a really great question. Any other talent platform out there, you essentially submit a PDF of your resume. In short, the platform doesn't know anything about you other than your 26 kilobytes. Caliber, we ask each individual person, what skills do you have? Where did you work? What did you do? What assessments can you pass to demonstrate your skills? So we're very focused on what an individual's capabilities are. And that's how we match them to a job. So it's no wonder that when a company, and we work with small startups and we work with major conglomerates, San Miguel and Ayala. We work with small companies, we work with Frutas, we work with Jollibee, we work with all sorts of companies. It's because we really focus on what they're really looking for. They're not looking for a piece of paper. They're not looking for another application. They're looking for talent. So that's where we focus our energy. And I want to give a shout out to our customer service team. We work very hard. Any question asked by anyone is answered in an hour, right? We want to make our clients successful, the companies who use us, and we want to make our job seekers successful. You know, at the end of the day, our engineers, our product managers, our business development folks come to work because our job is to help other people find work. And that's what keeps us motivated every day.
My last question, the similarity with both your stories, you both experienced a certain amount of hardship, which is shared by many tycoons and frankly, many wealthy people, not just in the Philippines, but all over the world. Dramatic stories of struggle and hardship and pain. But yet, both of you were also educated abroad. You were exposed to different culture. Looking at Filipino talent that is not able to go abroad, can they innovate compared to those that have exposure in Silicon Valley, in other parts of the world? What kind of training and support would you give Filipino talent that will not go abroad like both of you have done?
Caliber, in and of itself, we're a talent company. And one thing that we can humbly brag about is we have top quality talent. Our engineering team, which is a really good focal point for this, they're all Filipino. All of our engineers who built our product and our platform are Filipino. But guess what? Google ranks all of the engineers globally based on competition. Of the top 10 engineers in the Philippines, according to Google, Caliber employs the top 5.
Oh, that deserves a hand.
What deserves a bigger hand is that the number 26 in the world also works at Caliber. So don't tell me that, that the talent here can't compete. We can compete. We are competing. We're just competing abroad.
But what do we need to support our talent?
I see. I think that, my parents, it's interesting because our grandparents both raised us. Our parents were working to really support us. We had the opportunity to study abroad. I think what Dado said earlier and what we're trying to do right now, at least with Caliber and the startup community here, is we want to seed the ecosystem of entrepreneurship. Because what you can't learn at Ateneo La Salle or UP is how to fight for a problem every day when you have to fight against your bottom line, right? You have to learn how to apply your engineering skills, your business development skills, your sales skills in the context of solving a problem where there's real risk involved. So what I think is more important than, say, well, in addition to focusing on education, in addition to focusing on training programs and investment, all of which we need, I think what we also need to do is to build the ecosystem of startup entrepreneurs, to make sure that the existing startups that are getting off the ground and solving problems are able to cultivate that next wave of entrepreneurs. That's what we're contributing to.
Beautiful. Thank you, Angelo.
Yes, so very well said. In addition to helping the ecosystem, the startup ecosystem here, my advice is more personal, I would say. Because you have all the talent you need here. What you really need to do is to find that problem you want to sink your teeth on, the one that you won't latch off and just let go of, and solve it till it's solved. That's the first one. And the second one is the courage to bite onto it. Because my team is very, very talented. Like Caliber, all of our engineering talent is in the Philippines. And we're growing still. And it started from high school classmates. And so that's why I'm recruiting all of them. And then from there, they're networks, and they're very talented people. And they're right there, somewhere back there. Wave? Can you wave? Somewhere out there.
They're in the dark.
Yes.
Yes.
So I mean, and besides just helping the ecosystem, like for companies like us who have been fortunate enough to get this far, we'd like to mentor or help out.
Okay.
And yes, for you guys, you have the courage to ask and ask for help. So.
Thank you very much. Perseverance and build an ecosystem for entrepreneurs. Dexter Gordon, Angelo Umali, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Ligot, Mr. Umali, and Miss Davila. That was riveting.